What's up, guys? Merch Minds podcast, episode number 64. My name is Glenn.
64.
This is Young.
Hello, sir.
And this episode, jam-packed with info. We're talking about our numbers, talk about this new approval process, talking about rejected designs, throttling. This is action-packed.
Action-packed. Hey, before we continue, man, do I look a little sophisticated? Because I don't wear my glasses too much. Does this make me look smarter?
You know what? A little smarter.
I like it. Maybe I should start. Maybe I should start wearing my glasses more often.
You should wear the glasses on Monday to the San Jose meetup.
That's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. You never know. Be like, hey, that guy looks real smart.
Damn, he looks sophisticated.
Yeah, there you go.
But then he can work the other way. They'd be like, damn, he looks like an old ass man.
That's probably what's more than likely gonna happen.
I know. I mean, are those Coke bottles he's wearing? What the hell?
What's wrong with that guy?
Oh, I can give you a long list of what's wrong with me.
I'm pretty sure you can. But where should we start with the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Where should we start? The news or the numbers?
Oh man, we gotta start with the numbers. That's what people want to hear.
All right, let's start off with the numbers. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, so maybe you guys, I'm pretty sure you already know. Unless you just got into the program, then you don't know. But January 15th, brand new royalties and what's going on there. So we saw a decrease, which meant a decrease in numbers. At least I saw a direct decrease, at least like $200 or so. Let me tell you guys, I guess, where I'm at. Last 7 days, 204 products sold. Estimated royalties, $814. The last 2 days or so, or 3 days, actually today's already the 19th. Actually, the last, I guess, 4 days since the 15th, I've been ending around like 900 range, I guess, at the end of the day. If you guys remember last week, I was at about like an 1100 range. So probably around $200 that I've lost since the royalty decrease. And the bad thing is I haven't really updated or uploaded any new shirts in a good while. I've been busy trying to do adding more videos. And then, of course, we have the meetup coming up. I'm going to be traveling for the next week, going to California. So I really need to get back to things. Once I get back, uploading needs to be like priority.
Dude, I hear that every time from you.
every
freaking time talking about, oh, I got this and I got that. Next week, I'm going to start uploading. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I do know that Glenn's busy. Look, at the end of the day, we're all busy, right? So, I mean, we can only do merch.
Some say they're busy and they're not.
That is true. I mean, I can give a whole pep talk about that because I think those people are just they're not going to succeed in life. But again, that's a whole nother topic. But let's see, my numbers. My last 7 days, 115 shirts sold for a total price in retail price of $2,596.65. And then my take home in royalties is $647.87. So like Glenn, definitely a drop in numbers. But here's the thing. I've noticed my numbers as far as shirts sold is slowly climbing.
Mm-hmm.
So my royalties numbers are falling, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But my shirt sold is slowly climbing because I think last week I was somewhere around 90 to 100. So now I'm at 115.
So now at this point, it's just a matter of adding more shirts with a higher price.
Yeah, and when we talked about that last week briefly, now you said your current shirts that's currently live, you're not going to change those prices, but all the new ones you're going to change. You're going to put a higher price on them, right?
Yeah, and the main thing is not because of like time or effort that's going to take, but mostly because of the like rejections. Like I don't want to have to send it through again with a new price or only for it to get rejected, and then I'm kind of like stuck there, or it's under processing for a while. I was just like, you know what, let's just leave these live. They're still making money, but now the new ones and the ones I think I uploaded 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when I was uploading, I was like, I had the price up, I think $2 more. So I'm just gonna keep doing that.
And we'll talk about that here in a second about rejections because something happened to me last night, and I'll share that story here
Ah,
shortly. But
juicy.
yeah, man, it was a little crazy, but yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing like you. Like all my shirts that are currently live, I'm not even touching. I don't want to, I don't want to edit them or nothing. But all the new ones, I'm definitely putting a higher price on them.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I'm definitely seeing my numbers and shirts being sold climbing. Now, do you think people are still throttled?
I don't think so,
You
but
don't think so?
some people are posting that it's still not 100% yet.
So I think it just depends on the individual, right?
Possibly so. I mean, I don't see I mean, I've seen better numbers earlier, maybe at about like 8 to 10 days ago. The numbers were
Hmm.
better overall, not just like that one shirt that I was talking about. And I have seen them just kind of been average. I haven't really seen them been as good as they, for some weird reason, like 10 days ago, they were better. So
Okay.
maybe there's something there, but I really don't know.
See, I think some people, or maybe all of us, are still being throttled, and I'll tell you why. So I'm running ads, AMS ads, on a bunch of my shirts, and shirts that were being sold, obviously through the ads, they were getting tons of impressions, and I would get conversions. All of a sudden, they just stopped. I'm getting no more impressions and no more sales.
I mean, it could be. Also, maybe it just depends on, I don't know, because I want to just do, I did some searches on some of my shirts, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the person, the niche, the business, or what, or maybe
Who
with the
knows?
ads or without the ads.
Yeah,
We'll never figure that out.
yeah. And then like shirts that I've sold a bunch, there's still no BSRs on them. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't
You know
know,
what? I think
but
I checked
I
one
think
recently. There was no BSR on a couple of mine that had been selling too.
okay, okay. So it's not just me. So yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends. I think, some people are claiming that they're still throttled. Others are, if you're Ken Mill, you're just gonna make money regardless, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're throttled or not, you're just gonna make some serious money. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so those are the
Um,
numbers. You know what? I think we did get payout for December.
oh, did we? I need to you know what? After the show, I'm gonna log in and
Oh,
see how
okay.
I did.
Yeah, I know we're gonna talk about that today or the next time, but we did get that. Not that official payout, but we got the estimated
No, yeah,
earnings.
sure.
So that, and then what was the other thing you wanted to talk about next? Application
So
or no?
well, apparently there's like this new approval process.
Hmm.
And I don't know too much about it because obviously I haven't applied for an account in like what 2 years now. But apparently there's this new approval process, and I know a lot of people are confused. Some are angry. Do you know anything about this?
Well, I know some people got emails, and it just says like, here's one of them because Paul Chang he actually reposted it. I don't know why he's applying for four more
Well,
accounts, even if
well, you know why, right? For those of you guys that don't know, Paul Chang he's a good friend of the podcast. This dude, I swear, he's making babies just so he can have more accounts. Seriously, the guy we met the guy in Seattle, and he was saying, "Oh man, I have an account. My wife has an account. Both my boys have an account. Three of my dogs have accounts." And he's like, "I'm gonna keep making babies and just get more accounts."
and that's exactly what happened here because he got the email back saying that thank you for your interest in merch by Amazon. Unfortunately, we do not have enough information about you to approve a merch account, but we invite you to reapply using our updated application process. Part of this application, we will request tax and banking info as well as details of your background as a designer. When you're
Yeah,
ready, please visit merch.amazon.com. And people got this email. They didn't know what was going on, what was happening. They had to
there's a lot of
reapply.
confusion.
And yeah, it had this info. And then some of those people that did contact me, they got approved today. So I was like, how did that happen? And how did that work? So we'll talk about both of those things. But first, let's go back to the background of the designer part.
Yeah, so I kind of saw this coming. Okay, I don't remember what episode it was, but I kind of predicted that Amazon's going to lean more towards people who can put out good designs. Okay, and here's the thing: I'm not criticizing anyone who doesn't have a design background, because there's obviously a lot of people who are being successful with merch right now, and they have absolutely no design background. Good example would be our previous guest last week, RJ, right? He outsources everything. But I just get sick and tired of seeing just random freaking designs that really does no justice for the customers. Really, I mean, it's just people just putting up stuff, and then just like, how are they being sold, right?
Well, it just floods the market more with
Well, it floods the
graphic
market too,
design.
right? No, exactly. It floods the market, and it's just I don't get it, right? It's like, but so so by them saying, let us know about your design background, I think that's Amazon pretty much telling you they're really, really tightening up the news as far as who can get into the account and who won't.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I agree. And we saw this, I think, terms and conditions when we first talked about it on the podcast. How, in order for people to tier up, they were looking for um, designs, and they were going to review not only your sales and how many you've sold, but your designs as well. I think if I don't know what they never really, I guess, talked more and more about what that actually meant, but that they
Hmm.
were going to actually review your designs as well as how many you're selling in order to tier up. So we know that design is a factor, at least according to Amazon.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And then they're asking, what was it again? They're asking for like your banking information, and what
Yeah,
else?
tax info, things like that.
Tax info. And see, and again, I think that's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. In the past, at least when you and I applied, it was just you apply, and then you get approved immediately, right? And then you would add in all your information as far as your tax and your bank information,
Yeah, you do that later.
right? When they're, again, Amazon, in my opinion, they're now trying to um, really cut back on all these fake accounts, people doing stupid stuff. When you provide that information up front, that's telling Amazon, hey, this guy's serious. He's serious about the merch account. He's serious about the merch business. Let's review his application, and we'll make a decision based on that.
Yeah, I think that's super helpful, and not just letting whoever in, because we've seen. I mean, how many weird things have we seen the last year or so with copycats and different rejections, and now going through this? It's just they're trying to refine and make merch better. They have to make some decisions, some moves.
Hmm.
But I think this was a good one as far as letting new people in. But I don't know what kind of design stuff they're looking for, what you could put into your answer as far as like background in design. You'd be like, well, I do make memes online. I
Yeah,
have a
that's not gonna
background in
fly.
memes. It just get
I mean, honestly, if you guys don't have any design background whatsoever, I would just say something like, "Oh, my son is a graphic designer," or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that's what I would do, right?
just say somebody, your husband, wife, maybe, or
Yeah, just say, "Hey, my husband's a graphic designer. My wife is a designer. I got, my 3-year-old is a designer." I don't know. I would just say something that says that you have access to a real designer.
yeah, I think, and let's see what happens. Let us know in the comments in this video, or you can let us know on the Merchant Minds Facebook group if you recently got accepted through this, I guess, new process, or
Yeah. Well, in fact, I saw a bunch of posts in the group saying people saying that their accounts been approved. And if you're one of those people, contact us and let us know. I mean, like, what did you guys put as far as your background in design? We're kind of curious as to what you guys wrote.
yeah, I think that's definitely interesting. And also, I don't know if it had anything to do with like maybe just because you put in this new application process that now you're approved. Because I got a lot of emails and messages today how people just got approved. And today's Friday, January 19th. So I don't know, maybe just they're letting people in more and more at this point. And what's kind of funny though is that right after these, hey, Glenn, it just got approved messages are now coming in the emails and messages like, hey, Glenn, just got approved. Where do I start? And now you have some options. There's plenty of free content on YouTube. And of course,
tons
this
of content,
podcast, which is free, which 64 episodes in, you can listen to all of them. Or, of course, you can go merch by Amazon coaching that me and Yang do. If you're ready to go and you want to put that money in, merchminds.com, then you can apply for that. We have coaching available, one-on-one coaching with one of us to get you going. And you don't have to listen to all 64 podcast episodes if you don't want to, because you want to, dive right in and start making, progress on your business, then you can do that too. But yeah, I know we're going to get a lot of those coming in.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's like Glenn was saying, there's tons and tons of free content. Some people just want that extra attention, and we get it. And so therefore we do offer the coaching. But yeah, let us know if your account recently got approved. Let us know, like, as far as what your answer was to their questions. Dude. So here's my story on my design that got rejected.
Okay, here's the juicy stuff, guys. We got to pay attention.
I should say designs. So early last year, before we had long sleeves and before we had the hoodies and sweatshirts and all that, mine was standard shirt. Went through no problem, and I always, typically I always do my homework. I do the trademark research. I do all that, right? So it went through. It was approved, and I've sold a few. I mean, it's not one of my best-selling shirts. I mean, I think maybe, maybe I sold like 20 at this point, right? Since again, early last year. So it's not like I sold tons of them. I went in last night and I re-uploaded the same design with the same keywords, same title, same description, and I re-uploaded that same design onto the long sleeves, the hoodie, and the sweatshirts, and they all got rejected.
And now, what about?
I don't know why. I can't tell you why. But the email basically said it was copyright infringement. And again, I went back and I looked at everything, and to this day, as of now, I don't know why I was rejected. So the lesson that I learned here is, even though you guys have a design that you guys previously uploaded, if you're gonna upload it onto the new apparels that Amazon is now offering, I would do it one shirt at a time, just to make sure that it goes through. Don't do what I did and just put all three at the same time, and then you get 3 rejections, right? Because and you know what, and this has happened to me before, where I had uploaded a design, and then after it went live, I went in to edit the price, and then I got rejected.
Yeah, which I don't know. Happen.
Yeah, I don't know what Amazon looks at, and maybe things have changed since I uploaded it originally. I don't know, but at least from what I've seen from my homework and everything that I've done, I can't find anything.
Are you gonna try it again, or what are you gonna do?
Oh hell no, man! I'm gonna take that design and I'm gonna put it on Redbubble and Etsy.
Okay, I just figured maybe you're gonna like take out some keywords and try it again, and
no, because again, I don't know what keyword. Like I said, I went in and I looked at everything, and from what I can tell, I'm not doing anything wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take that risk again, and then try and re-upload it just by rewriting the description or something. I'm just not going to take that risk.
Yeah, and that's one of the risks that we talked about with repricing, because you never know what could come up, and then now that one's not, or that one gets rejected.
It's happened to me before where I had uploaded a design, and then the same freaking day I decided to change the price, and then when I re-upload, well, not re-upload, but when I resubmitted it, it came back rejected. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'd take Young's advice as far as do the standard t-shirt first, make sure it goes through. And this is what I did 2 weeks ago when I was uploading the shirts. I was like, okay, well, let me speed through the long sleeves and the hoodies. And I was like, no,
you did it too?
Well, I did it, but they went through. I didn't get anything rejected, but then I
Okay.
stopped myself after the first set, and I was like, no, I need to make sure like the standard T-shirt goes through first before I start rushing through these other ones.
Hmm. See,
'Cause you never know.
I always upload the premium T-shirt now
Oh,
because
okay.
that's where I get the most royalty. And once that goes through, then I'll upload everything else.
Oh, okay.
So one at a time, guys. Don't just don't try and be in a rush and upload everything all at once. Um, let's see what else. You have a trip coming up, huh? You're coming out to California
I'm coming out to California on Monday already, and that
Monday.
was I kind of like lost track of time, and I was like, oh man, it's already next week. So I got to get everything together for the meetups. We have one on Monday, San Jose, California. Of course, Young will be there
I'll
live and
be
in the
there.
flesh.
Mhm.
And then on Thursday, we have another one in LA, and Young will be there as well. So
And the funny thing is, dude, I'm actually leaving town right after I'm done with this episode. I have to leave town because I have an engagement party to go to. One of my really good friends is getting married, and he's having like an engagement party. And so I'll be going to the meetup probably straight from the airport
look at this guy,
on Monday, and then Thursday, obviously, you and Ken are gonna pick me up at LAX.
LAX, and which it's going to be pretty packed. We know
Yeah.
traffic. See what happens.
Hey, how many people you got coming to San Jose's meetup?
Right now it looks like including like us and Ken and everybody else that signed up, maybe about like 35 people more or less that signed up.
35. And then tell us how many people are coming to Los Angeles again?
Yeah. We don't know how many are gonna show up. We just know how many signed up.
Okay, how many people
Which
signed up?
at this point it's 120, which I don't think that's gonna happen, but
Dude, I'm telling you, man, dude, you need to monetize your freaking name somehow, man, because you're a damn celebrity.
yeah,
Okay.
right. I
I
wish.
try to have. I'm telling you, man. When I have a meetup, RJ showing up late, man. I got Travis there. Travis is good people, and then, and maybe like two others, and that's it. You have a meetup, you got a freaking half of California showing up.
Well, this is the first time being in California, so maybe that helps. But as far as the other meetups I've had, I've never had anywhere near that amount. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, clearly you're doing something right.
I can't say I try, but I try to try.
Cool, man. Cool. But speaking of Los Angeles, the reason I'm going to be there is because RJ is going to have his conference. If you guys can't make it to the conference, do contact me and Glenn. We're going to be down there for a few days. And like Glenn said, he is having a meetup. You can definitely show up to the meetup. So if you're interested, contact us, and we can point you in the right direction as far as trying to sign up. So yeah, so that's on Thursday in Los Angeles. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely let us know. So you want to get into today's topic?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so today's topic is we're going to talk about products and services for your Merch by Amazon business. And, we're going to talk not the obvious, right? I mean, obviously, people typically use Photoshop and Illustrator, but there's a lot of other products and services out there. And obviously, with new people haven't gotten their accounts approved, they're like, okay, where do I start? What do I need? What do I need to do? So we're going to talk about products and services and whether you really need them or not, and we'll talk about that. What do you think, Glenn? Are products and services really necessary in this business? Because technically, you can start your Merch by Amazon journey with no money.
Yeah. Well, I actually
But I
got
think,
this email I think not too long ago, and they were like, "Do you recommend like a merchant former right off the bat?" And I was just like, "Well, I know me and Young didn't even use merchant former until maybe like a year in. Like we'd already been
yeah,
making
I mean,
shirts for a while."
we didn't start using it until we had Neil on the show. And after we interviewed him, we were so intrigued by it that we did sign up, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's a clear example that like it's not needed to start, but if you wanted to get deeper into your research and figure out what people are actually buying, um, you know, you can use that, but you don't have to right away. But I would definitely recommend it after a couple of like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months now that you've gotten into the hang of it. Because in the very beginning, I just think you need to be focused on like terms and conditions, what to do, what not to do, and like very basics. And then now you got in the hang of things and you really want to do some deep research and ideas, then yeah, Merchant Former, you can get into that.
But I mean, in general, I mean, do you think, again, because technically you can start your merch journey with no money invested, but do you think it's wise that they go that route? Like, do you think people should at least invest some money in some type of product? Because maybe my opinion is a little biased. Like, I'm a firm believer of I'll buy something, I'll invest in something just to make that job easier. And if it works, I'm gonna go tell all my friends to go buy it as well. And if it
Mhm.
doesn't work, obviously I'm not gonna promote it,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I definitely think it's recommended because you're not putting in any money. I mean, you're not paying monthly fees. You're not
Mhm.
doing any of that kind of stuff. And if you're willing to, let's say, go the eBay route to where you're willing to spend 49.99 on shoes at Ross to resell to make, an extra 25 or $30, you spent $50 already.
Mhm.
And then in this case, for the merch, it doesn't cost you anything. So you have money to invest if you come from that business side to really grow a business that's a lot more profitable, I think, that you can really scale up quicker too. So I would look at it as far as like business expenses you need to grow it rather than,
Right,
oh man, now I have to spend, whatever money on font.
right. And I'm glad you brought that up, right? Again, like I'll invest, any kind of money needed to make my job a little easier, right? And I just posted something in our group the other night where I invested $60 on just one font.
Yeah.
And within 24 hours, I started seeing returns, right? Because that design started to sell.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's the kind of that I'm, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, right? Whether it's Merchant Former or a course or uh, you know, um, um, a Chrome extension, things like that. I think again, I'm all for it. I think if it makes your job easier, if it's going to help you scale your merch account, definitely invest into whatever products and services are out there. And here's the thing, I had this conversation with Mo. Mo lives out here in Fremont,
Hmm.
California. He used to have a retail business, right?
Yeah.
And him and I were talking about, we were comparing having a retail business to um, merch by Amazon, right? When he used to have a retail business, he had to pay for obviously the storefront, which here in California in Bay Area. I mean, I'm only assuming, I'm kind of guessing, he was probably paying $4,000 or $5,000 a month,
Oh yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Inventory, um, shelves, and then whatever supplies, whatever, right? We're talking thousands, like what, 10, 15, $20,000 a month to run a retail business, right? Here comes merch. Again, it's free to sign up as of now. It's completely free. But then people, they flip out when they have to spend like, oh, $20 on Illustrator, or oh man, just font costs $15. I don't know, that's just too much money. So compare. The point that I'm trying to make is compare having a retail store and then compare it to merch, right?
Yeah.
Even if you invest $300-400 upfront immediately, that's freaking nothing. That's peanuts compared to having a retail store. So the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're new into merch by Amazon, don't be afraid and invest in products and services. Again, I can't tell you what to buy and invest in. I mean, I can certainly tell you what I use. I mean, it might not work for you, but don't be afraid to invest in these things, because again, compared to having a retail store, and you're paying peanuts.
And what type of products or something would you, I guess, kind of say these new people can buy or what they should buy or reinvest in? Oh, I guess before you answer that question, my thing would just be, um, I guess not really thinking about the retail side, but just going into the side of actually being a business owner when it comes to like creating t-shirts or hoodies or something and
Mhm.
screen printing something, putting in color by color like that.
That's a
I
long
mean,
process.
I mean, if you didn't know, like, all the details and work that goes into that, and then you get something like merch that comes right along that prints full color, digital print, then maybe you could understand like you're not really appreciative of this opportunity. The fact that you're using thousands of dollar these machines that cost so much money for free. But compared to the screen print side, I mean that's a lot of work to do for.
Yeah, I mean the time and money that you guys are saving. And for those of you guys that don't know, just go on YouTube and look up how people used to screen print T-shirts. It's a long process. And not only is it long, it's a messy process. It's like freaking finger painting almost, right? I mean, you get paint all over your shirt and pants.
Yeah, it's pretty messy, and things are becoming simpler. Obviously, Amazon's going to add more products to this whole thing. We've been seeing things added on with long sleeves and hoodies and sweatshirts. So let's see what else they keep adding on. But let's go back to the question though. So what kind of items or I don't know, different things tools they could
Sure,
buy
sure.
for newbies that would help them save, I guess, time, really. That's
Yeah.
what.
Well, so I mean, we obviously know about Illustrator and Photoshop, right? That's a given. If you insist on doing your designs, you have to invest in one of those, or maybe both, right? I personally use Illustrator. There's a lot of people out there that use Photoshop. And I remember this one guy about 6 months ago, he posted something in the group. He goes, "Hey guys, do you guys have any recommendations on the software that I can use besides Photoshop or something?" Right? And I responded to him. I'm like, "Why can't you use Photoshop?"
Uh-huh.
And his answer was because it costs $20 a month.
Mm.
And I was like, "You can't freaking afford $20 a month? Think about that." I mean, I think again, I'm totally getting sidetracked from your question, but I think that the problem is people's priorities are not put in place, right? I mean, people will go out and blow $100, a couple of times a month and just get pissed drunk. I
Uh-huh.
mean, hey, I'm guilty of that. I went out last night and I freaking spent $50 on drinks. But at the same time, I don't mind investing into my business. So I think you need to really set your priorities straight. But to answer your question, um, Photoshop or Illustrator or both, right?
Mm-hmm.
20, $40 a month. Again, that's nothing. Merch Informer is a good tool. Um, let's see. What's that one? I don't remember the name, Glenn. I think you use it. It's that Chrome extension where you can do a bulk upload.
I don't have that one either. I just have the
I think it was
shortcuts,
like
but I don't
Merch
have it.
Lister Pro or something.
Yeah, it's something like
And I
that.
can't remember how much I paid for that. And it was just a one-time payment. It was like $40 or something, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then you got the Merchinator. Shout out to Anthony and Kevin. Those guys. They created the Merchinator. Things like that, right? I mean, it's again, it's and if you don't want to do your own designs, uh, uh, hire a good designer, someone who's reputable, right? Do your research. Make sure that individual is a real designer, right? I mean, I can go on Upwork right now and create a profile and tell people that I'm a mechanical engineer. You're not gonna know whether I'm a real mechanical engineer or not. So do your research. Um, yeah, but just things like that, right?
Well,
I
I
mean,
think their priorities change because going into merch, that it's free. So you're like, well, I don't have to spend money, so I'm just gonna ride this whole free thing for a while, as thing as long as I can.
and there's
And
nothing
they were
wrong with
just
it.
weird. It's like a weird mindset. Like, why would you take that road instead of thinking like, hey, this is such a good deal. Now I have some money to reinvest. Now I could
Hmm.
grow it more. Because I like to compare it to the eBay thing just because that's with like inventory that you're going to be kept with that is not guaranteed it's going to sell. It could sit there longer. Obviously, you guys can see like stuff behind me. When that
Hmm.
doesn't sell, you're going to sell it later on, try to get your money back, or maybe you'll make a little bit less ROI, but you're putting in money up front for something that may not even work. In this case, you're putting in money for designs that could sell forever. as long as you have a merch account. As long as it sells once, it'll always be listed on there. So
Yep,
it's,
yep.
I mean, it's two totally different things, but when you're looking at it through a money perspective on how much you're going to be spending and how much you can reinvest, um, don't go cheap on it and just expect everything for free just because the account is free.
Right. I mean, here's another way to put it. I mean, if like I said, I've seen. So I created a shirt this past week on a trending topic that was in social media. Um, and I went into that particular niche and I saw a few other shirts and it's just random text, right? It's just random text. And I went in there and I made mine really nice and it has some graphics to it and stuff. But um, again, that's the difference between what I do and what other people do because I'm paying for my software. I'm paying for my premium fonts. Other people, they just want to go that free route. And again, there's nothing wrong with it, but just, I mean, if you really, really want to scale your business, I would say, man, invest and take it seriously, right? Because there's a lot of people, right? And I see it all the time, right? In our group and other people's group. Oh man, this maybe this merch thing isn't for me. I'm only selling like 10 shirts a week, and then I see their designs, and it's like, what? Have you looked at your design? I mean, are you investing in it?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that people want to do their own designs. Without, if that's the case, why don't you go on and you know go and purchase a course or something that teach you at least the fundamentals of design, right? I mean, again, you don't have to be freaking Picasso and be like this, just crazy artist and this expert designer. But if you can understand the fundamentals, I think you definitely have an advantage over everyone else.
Yeah, and I think we should talk a little bit about design while we're at it because I mean you brought a good point up with not having to be like Picasso, things like that. But I think now with people coming in, with newbies coming in, I know that that's been one of the questions too, is like, are you and Young ever gonna do something? I actually got this email. Are you and Young ever gonna do
Yeah,
anything about what makes a good design, what looks like a good design? And we've done similar things before. Obviously, with the podcast, it's harder. Now we're on screen. Maybe we could eventually start doing some share screen stuff. But look at the stores that you go to, or you go to the mall, or things like that. What's usually on a hoodie or a shirt or something? So, like even the one that I'm wearing, one color. And a lot of times I get people that like, hey, can I do a design that has like this person doing this motion, and then the next to it has like another guy and he's like doing this, and another person's like doing this, and it's like a funny joke because all of them relate to one another, and it's kind of starts from here, and then I'm like, no, you're trying too hard. You're trying to do too many
that's
things.
too much.
If
Yeah,
you were trying to do
absolutely.
something kind of funny, maybe you can get a slogan out of it or a funny tagline or something out of it. But I wouldn't go to try to like draw up a funny joke with characters and full color things.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're just doing too much at that point. Bold, clean, simple.
I mean, but here's the thing that you can certainly go that route if you know what you're doing, right? I mean, we've seen designs that's a little more complex and there's a lot of things going on and it does really well. But those are done by like really good designers, really good artists. They know what they're doing. Everything's balanced out right. And then you have like you know, the everyday Joe and Jill, they're trying to scale their merch business. And it's kind of like that one guy. Remember he messaged us about a year ago?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
he was like, "Hey man, can you look, can you like critique my stuff?" And it's like the guy was doing, and no disrespect to him. I don't remember, I can't remember his name, but it's been such a long time. But he sent us his design. He was like, "Hey, give me an honest feedback." And the guy was just doing too much, right?
Yeah.
At that skill level, you should just, like Glenn said, just keep it simple, keep it clean. I mean, the guy had like strokes, and he had a drop shadow, and then the letters had to have a texture, and then he had graphic elements. They had to have a texture, this and that, and all this thing was happening. I was like, "Yo, dude, just keep it simple, man. You're doing too much." And sure enough, when he made the changes, remember, he sent us a message about a week later. He goes, "Dude, I sold a few shirts."
Yeah. Yeah, it
Right?
was like a big difference because he did keep it simple. And and just different things to keep in mind. Like I think one of the factors that he didn't keep in mind, and probably other people don't know, especially just joining in, is just the fact that yes, you have to create different versions of that one design if you plan to have it on a dark colored shirt and a light colored shirt. And I know this is basics. If you've been listening to our podcast already and you've been making sales, this is nothing of this kind of stuff is new to you. But for a lot of the rookies coming in, um, I've had this too, where it's like their main element that was, you know, white doesn't come up on a white T-shirt, even though the rest of it was black. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously that's a problem. Like you don't know now. We don't know what that's supposed to be or what that's supposed to mean. And they're like, I have to re-upload it like with the different color now or something. And I'm like, yeah, now not only that, the hoodie and the sweatshirt, everything else is also a different file. Well, the hoodie's a different file, not the other ones. But in order to make sure you can see it, you have to make sure that the color is visibly shown and not hidden within the color of the actual T-shirt.
Absolutely. And you know what? And we talked about, there's great courses out there, right? I mean, um, our previous guest, Tara Flake, remember she taught herself how to do graphic design on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
On you because she came from a marketing background and she was like, you know what, I want to teach myself graphic design, and so she taught herself how to do graphic design on YouTube. And it's not rocket science, right? I mean, if you guys just invest your time and even money at sometimes, I know some of you guys are just, one thing I learned, man, the merch community is dirt cheap, man. They just don't want to spend money on anything. And it's not, I'm not criticizing anyone. It's just, these are facts. This is real facts. You guys don't want to spend money on anything, and I get it. I understand. Um, but I mean,
I
why
think
not
the
do the
merch
same?
community has more money than eBay community, reselling community.
Well, then I don't see what the problem is. Why don't they want to invest in it? I still don't get it.
I think because you know what, you know why people don't want to invest in it? Because I feel like if just because they haven't seen personal results, it's like they don't know if it's worth it or not, and then they get scared and they back out of it, and then
Well,
they're
that's why you
like
do your research.
stuck.
Again, see, I'm the type of person, I'll buy something, and then if it works, I'll go and tell everyone, hey, this is the freaking best tool I've used. It helped me with my merch business, and I've seen a good return. And if it doesn't work, I'm not going to promote it,
Yeah.
right? So if you're gonna, I mean, so if you want to, I would just say do your research, ask around. I mean, don't go to the source. Obviously, if you go to the source, they're going to tell you, oh yeah, our product's great, but ask
Yeah.
around and say, hey, have you guys used Merch Informer? Is that a great tool? Is that a great service? Right?
And
Do
I
your
think it's
research.
also the I guess it's the fact that it is so new. I mean, merch is only 2 years old. There's also some skeptics out there that are like, well, are people really making money on here? What is it? There's a lot of people that don't even know what it is. And then for something like FBA that's been around for like 12 years, eBay that's been around for 20 whatever years or whatever long, then that's like it's already proven people can make money with that. We know. And then now it's like, well, what about this merch thing? I'm a little, I don't know. And
Well, you know what? If you guys been listening to the podcast, you guys have followed my journeys since the very beginning, when I was making just a couple of $100 to now where I'm making, like, I've been averaging. I've basically been averaging $3,000 a month. Um, since for the past 8 months now. Um, so this is real. I mean, if you guys have any doubts, I'm telling you right now, this is the real deal. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm just telling you my experience. This is the real deal. And if you guys want to scale, you guys have to invest in the business some way, shape, or form, whether it's a course or a product. Okay. Yeah, technically you can scale it for free, but I'm going to tell you this right now. If you guys want to see some really good results, invest in it. Whether it's a designer, a product, software, of course, there's great courses out there, right?
yeah.
I would say invest in it. Again, you don't. I'm not telling you guys to go out and break your bank, right? If you have a couple $100 to spare, go invest that couple $100 in your business. Seriously, I think you guys will see some some really good results.
Yeah, good points there. And what do you think about Monday's little meetup? Are you open to answer as many questions as possible on merch if they go?
Yeah,
A
absolutely,
little
man. You know,
one-on-one time with Young. Hey, Young, what do you think?
every time I do these meetups, right? Whether I was in Texas or Southern California, where RJ showed up like 10 hours late, um, I'm always talking. Sorry, RJ, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm always talking merch, and here's the thing. I mean, one of the one of the things that you and I talk about all the time on the show is network, right? I mean, even if you don't want to spend a single penny, at least get together with your local merch heads because you guys can learn so much from each other, right? And
Yeah,
people don't even do that. And I don't, you know what? Maybe it's the whole digital age where people just want to hide behind a keyboard, right? Me,
keyboard warriors.
yeah, me, I want to meet people face to face, man. Let's get together and let's talk business, man. You know, let's criticize each other's work and see how we're doing, right?
Well, it's kind of funny that you that you brought that up because I think it was one of the meetups. What was it?
I'm always talking to people.
I forgot. Oh, one of the meetups that I got an email and someone was like, "Well, I don't know if I really want to go or not. I really want to meet you, but I don't know if I'm kind of like a shy person. I don't really know if I want to meet up with different
Get
people and
over
blah
it.
blah blah." You
Get
know,
over it.
and this is the kind of thing that you just mentioned, kind of like behind the screen and things like that. Um, I think real person interaction is the best interaction, but I think now that anybody can say whatever they want on comments and through their phone and keyboard, that kind of like lose that. So now we have to see someone in real life. They're like, oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
Oh yeah, right. I mean,
real person.
it's like their screen name is "I kill you, 666," right? And then you meet them in person, they're like this really quiet, humble person, right? That's crazy.
Like, oh, you
But
remember that comment you left me the other day?
but no, seriously, I don't know. Seriously, man, I don't get it, man. It's like, even if you can't invest in something, at least get together with other like-minded individuals. I think again, that's such a good learning tool, and it won't cost you guys anything except maybe lunch or a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And pe-
true. And
and I guarantee you, 90% of the people that's listening, they probably won't do it.
well, I also think that people, you're also going to have those people that are afraid of competition and they see you as a threat. So they're not going to talk to you and or seek advice. That's because of like their own pride. But to like actually want to talk and hang out and talk business because like, hey, this dude's my competition. Why do I want to sit down and talk with this guy?
Well,
Um,
but you don't. But the conversation doesn't have to be where you guys are sharing your designs. There's other things you guys can talk about, right?
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
I don't get the mindset of people sometimes. And again, I'm not criticizing anyone in particular, but it's just in general. I feel like again, I'm just a huge fan of investing, but in general, the community they just don't like to spend money, and I get it. If some people just don't have that kind of money to invest, I get it. But at the same time, then what are you doing as far as trying to educate yourself? Again, we talked about YouTube. YouTube is free. Are you guys taking the time to watch and teach yourself design? Probably not. I can almost guarantee you that.
yeah. And
So
of course, like, I mean, Skillshare is there for $10 a month. That's another.
$10 a month. Who can't afford? I'm telling you, man. Some of these people, man, they probably spend $100 a month on Starbucks.
Hey, it's
But
tough out there. Who knows what people are up to?
yeah, no, I'm just saying. Look, hey, if you guys can go out and blow $100 on cocktails and just get piss drunk, you guys definitely have the money to invest in your business. That's all we're saying, right? There's again, and there's a lot of tools and products and services that we personally use. It might, it works for us. It might not work for you, but your best thing that you can do is just do your own research, ask around, um, and that's the best advice I can give. I think if you do that, um, you'll definitely make you guys will see some significant results. That's what I'm trying to say, basically.
All right, Young, anything else we need to cover before you go?
No, let's see. Today is Friday. Like I said, I need to leave here in about a couple of hours. I'll see you Monday evening. Um, maybe I'll even go sourcing with you on Tuesday with you and Ken. What
There we
time you
go.
guys gonna wake? What time you gonna wake up on Tuesday?
I have no clue. We're just trying to figure out. Someone else had also asked us about like sourcing and stuff, and I'm like, there's a couple of things. Number one, a lot of the stores are still trying to like rebuild from Christmas time. So I've noticed it a little bit slower than what, of course, it's usually been throughout the year. And number two, I really see this one being more of like a networking type of, I think, out hustled more than planning a lot of stuff because we
So
have
here's
two meetups this time.
here's the thing. I told Glenn. Now I've seen a handful of your out hustled videos, and I think your thing is that you guys are always trying to hit up at least 30 raw stores per day, right?
Yeah, we hit up like close
Okay.
to 25 to 30 stores.
That's not going to happen in California, man.
And
Okay, I can pretty much guarantee you that because everything is so spread out. The traffic here, especially when you get to Los Angeles, in the Bay Area, it's not as bad as LA, but the traffic can be bad, especially during rush hour. But everything's spread out, man. Your 30 Ross is probably going to be more like 10.
I know that that's what I was talking about with Ken. I was like, if we hit 10 stores, I think
Hmm.
we're good. Because
Yeah,
I mean, I know for sure there's no way we're gonna hit
yeah.
30.
But dude, I told you, man, dude, when you're out here, let's start a new series called Outmerged, right? We'll go to all the Ross and all the Kohl's, and we'll just shoplift a bunch of T-shirts with good designs, bring them back home, and we'll just copy them.
Oh, there we go.
What do you think?
Yeah, out
Look,
merch.
look. If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with RJ. Okay? You're not the only Hispanic and Asian combination out there. Me and RJ will do it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and get RJ. That
Okay.
sounds
RJ, you and I are gonna start our own series called Outmerged.
that's funny. You can own a little reality show.
That's right.
There you
Um,
go.
but yeah, no, that'd be fun. So Tuesday, like I said, I might even go sourcing with you. Depends on my work hour, dude. My boss never came back and said anything after she made that statement last week about me having just regular hours again. She hasn't said anything since, and I think she said that because she was a little frustrated that I didn't go into work last Monday because normally on Mondays I'm in the office, but last Monday I worked from home,
Oh,
and
okay.
I think she was a little pissed off that I did that. So she was like, "Oh, maybe we should have you work regular office hours again." But she hasn't said anything since.
That's why you've been wearing a hat and glasses. Now you're taking like a whole different look.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
they can't see you or notice
oh,
you.
yeah. She won't recognize me. She's like, "Who's that guy?"
Where's
Anyway,
Young
but
been? Oh, I don't know. He's
yeah.
back to his old schedule.
Okay, so cool. But yeah, guys, definitely invest in your business. Again, we're not telling you to break the bank, but there are products and services out there that we think it can really help your business and help you scale. Other than that, man, hey, I'll see you Monday. If people want to attend the meetup, how can they get a hold of you, man?
Go to hustlerhacks.com/Cali. You can sign up there, CALI, for Los Angeles or San Jose, California. And I'll be on Monday and Thursday. So we'll be there and anybody can go and it's free. I'll have some giveaways.
Cool. I'll be there. I'll be at both meetups. So if you guys want to meet up and talk to me as well, again, I will be there. Um, Glenn is buying everyone drinks. So no, I'm just kidding. But if you guys can't attend RJ's conference and you guys do want to meet up with us, though, do let us know. Email me at yong at geekhustle.com or just tag me in Facebook.
There we go.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right, my friend. I will see you next Monday.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys.